Another 2 minutes and then we can just start. Another 2 minutes and then we can start. I would like to welcome all the attendees who are joining us. Another minute and a half and we should begin. The session is being telecasted live on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. We have more than 500 registrations on our platform.
The registration reached 851.
851. Wow.
What's safer there?
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good evening. Kapil sir, with your permission, should we begin?
Please don't take permission. Order.
I was 2 when India won the Cricket World Cup in 1983. Obviously, I don't remember anything from then. But the echo of the celebration continues even today. There's always something special about the first time. And that win will always be our first World Cup. Cricket in India is not just a sport, it's a religion. And our guest today is not just a cricketer, he's a legend. Ladies and gentlemen, the champion of champions, Mr. Kapil Dev. It is my absolute honor to welcome Mr. Kapil Dev on behalf of Indian Chamber of Commerce and Young Leaders Forum. Mr. Dev's cricketing career, spanning 16 glorious years, gave us spectators much to rejoice and celebrate. Amongst all the awards and accolades, Kapil sir was awarded the prestigious Arjuna Award, the Padma Shri, and the Padma Bhushan. Retirement from cricket did not seize the sportsman spirit of Kapil sir. In 1994, Mr. Dev took up golf and is a popular member of the celebrity golf tour circuit. He has written multiple autobiographical works like Triumph of the Spirit, Kapil the Autobiography, Straight from the Heart. And now we are eagerly awaiting the release of the movie 83, which is made on his life and career and how we, as underdogs in 1983, turned the tide to win our first World Cup. Kapil sir is not just a sports personality. He's an entrepreneur, a motivational speaker, and a brand by himself who inspires us. Many of us may not know that Mr. Dev is also a philanthropist. He's the founder and chairman emeritus of Khushi Foundation, which is a national organization working for the upliftment of poor communities in both rural and urban India. Having been associated with Khushi myself over the last decade, I have seen the foundation working tirelessly to grow and expand the scope of activities in the field of education, healthcare, livelihood training, microfinance, and environment, so as to reach out and affect as many lives as possible. Khushi now touches the life of over 10,000 people every day, and I'm extremely proud to be a part of it. So this is what I had written. But now I've been the president of Indian Chamber of Commerce for more than 18 months. And I have had close to 600 events that I have chaired over the last 18 months. And trust me, sir, over the last 18 months, I have never had so many people reaching out to me or messaging me, telling me about anecdotes, stories, and how excited they are to actually hear you speak. All the things that I've just said about you doesn't even cover 10% of what you are. So I'm going to actually digress. I am actually going to call world-renowned, critically acclaimed stand-up comedian Papa CJ and management coach to come and share a little story which would actually do justice to the human that you are. CJ?
You know, I was born in the year 1977, and Mr. Kapil Dev was my first hero, my first icon. I still remember I used to sit on the floor in front of our black and white TV. And in those days, you had to adjust the antenna just right so you could get a clear coverage. And the whole world stopped when Kapil Dev was batting or bowling. Now, you know, they always say you should never meet your heroes, your childhood heroes. But I want to tell you a story about Mr. Kapil Dev that I believe defines who he is. I have a very close friend. His name is Neeraj. And when he was 10 years old, he went to the hospital for an operation. After the operation, the doctor said he could leave the hospital, but he was scared to go home. So his mother told him in Delhi, she said, "Beta, if you come home, I will get you to meet Kapil Dev." Now, Kapil was everybody's hero. So he said, yes, mama, and he went home. Now, of course, there was no chance of him actually meeting Kapil sir, right? So he told mom that, listen, mama, you said I can meet Kapil sir. She said, I don't know how I will find him. You find him. Now, in those days, you had the yellow pages and the telephone directory. So this 10-year-old boy opened up the telephone directory and saw 100 names for Kapil Dev. One by one, he started calling those numbers until name number 15, where he actually called Kapil sir's house, and Kapil sir answered the phone himself. He said, sir, my name is Neeraj. I'm a big fan. I want to meet you. Mama said I could. Kapil sir said, no problem. This is my address. Aap 5 baje aa jao chai peene ke liye. This 10-year-old boy went running to his mother. I'm so excited. I spoke to Kapil Dev. He said, you can come. Now, of course, he had just come out of the hospital after an operation, and he wasn't allowed to leave the house. There was a risk of infections. So his mother said, son, I'm sorry, we can't do this. She gets the number. She calls up Mr. Kapil Dev, said, I'm really sorry, my son can't leave the house. This is the situation. Kapil Dev says, no problem, ji. आप मुझे अपना address दे दीजिए, मैं 5 बजे आ जाता हूं. He was still playing for India at this point. At 5 o'clock sharp, he shows up at this house for this 10-year-old boy and has a cup of chai with him. Ladies and gentlemen, there are very few people who are your heroes when you are 5 years old and remain your heroes when you are 45 years old. Today, it gives me great joy and it's a great privilege to welcome a man who is a wonderful human being amongst all else. Please welcome Mr. Kapil Dev.
Sir, we're truly honored to have you with us on this virtual session. You have inspired generations and hope you keep doing that for many more decades to come. To moderate this session, we have invited someone who has the same zest for life and believes in betterment of the society. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Rudra Dalmia. Rudra is the Honorary President of Kushi Foundation and ED and CFO of Paytm e-commerce. Without taking any more time, I leave the stage to Rudra and Kapil Singh. Rudra, over to you.
Thank you, Mayank. Thank you, Papa CJ. It's a pleasure to be here, and I look forward to the interaction. Kapil Dev, or Paji, as he's known to all of us, obviously needs no more introductions. But as one of India's most loved athletes and probably the first superstar, sports superstar of India, Paji has really seen it all. So, we are going to try and go behind Paji's life after cricket, and obviously towards the end have a little bit of a session around some fun anecdotes about the dressing room and how things used to happen back in the day. I wanted to ask him a few things about how he stays as a role model for his daughter and other people who idolize him, as Papa CJ just mentioned. And for all those who have questions for Paji after the session, please keep them coming, and we will try and ask them as many as we can towards the end of the conversation. So, Paji, if with your permission, I'd like to start. You've lived a life, Paji, that probably 1 in a billion enjoy. You have the love of most of the Indian community in India and outside India. how do you stay normal? I mean, I know you personally, so I've seen your life normal, but I think everybody else would like to understand, how do you stay normal? How does it not go to your head? How do you stay like you are, having chai with us and talking like a chiller?
How do you know it's not gone on my head? First of all, let me say thank you very much. किसी की बेइज्जती करनी हो ना, स्क्रीन के बुलाओ और इज्जत कर दो. That's the way I feel. Never talk too much about. मेरे पीछे बात करो, I can understand. In front of the screen, don't say that. I'm talking to you because I meet you and see you so much and feeling very awkward to talk to you like I am sitting on other side. I'm part of you. I wouldn't say God have given me a talent, ability, and I enjoyed that. And the only thing I say, my talent or my ability, you people enjoyed. That give me a thrill. And I don't know more than that. Everybody is very talented. Some talent come out and people start respecting, but that doesn't mean I'm not the human. I'm just like you people. And if the God gave me talent, I don't want to change myself. I just want to live like that. I'll give you one small example in that. When you are in power or top of your game or whatever you're doing, make friends in life. Don't make enemies. If I talk about IS officer or politician, when they are in power, they don't even talk to anybody. They think the world is their world and nobody can touch them. And once they are not in, in their seat, nobody have a time for them. So I learned when I was young, when I was playing for India, I made maximum friend because I used to feel this life is not going to remain with me for rest of my life. This is the 5-7 years I have to make the best friend. And slowly it became my nature. I didn't plan that. It became my nature. So I enjoyed. I don't know how to put it. A lot of people say down to earth. I'm not. I'm just a human being like you and me. No difference. But you look at me differently, and that surprised me. We meet, we group of people. In Khushi also, we talk the same way, the way I'm talking today. Only again, God have given me talent, but that doesn't mean I should change myself. My basic nature in life should not change. That's all.
Ajit, that's why you're not a role model for normal people like us, but also a role model for a lot of the sports superstars of India. And thanks to people like you, thanks to leaders like you who've given guidance and advice to good people. And, I'd like to go into the next question with this lead is that, Paji, nobody or very few people, of course, we are blessed to know you so well, but most people don't know about your business life. How do you spend life after retirement? What are some real life examples of how you got started? What was that point that gave you that inspiration ki business karna hai? And was being Kapil Dev when you started out, was it an asset or a liability when you started business?
Oh, playing for India always an asset. I can't say that. Why I started is a very important thing. Now you asked me that. I like to say to you, when I was playing for India in Bombay Test, where I was captain also, my life changed from there. Like you said, business thing. पहली बात, मेरे जैसे करोड़ों बिजनेसमैन होंगे, मैं उनके पीछे खड़ा होऊंगा. Yes, I have a name. That doesn't mean I come to any level of these people, the people whom you know or you are. I'm not a businessman in front of you. And the people who are sitting in your audience or watching, I'm not. I just try to earn my money and make a life. The life I stop playing cricket, the same lifestyle I want to keep. And the story goes back. Chandu Bode was our manager. Chandu Bode in my time was bigger cricketers than us, and still we feel he was a captain of India. We played a test match in Mumbai, Bombay then, and Chandu Bhai come to me. We used to call him with a love, Chandu Bhai, kaise ho? And I said, yes. He said, skipper, I'm going back to my place in Pune, and I'll see you for next test match. I have a 3 or 4 days gap. I said, okay, the test match on 5th day finished by 10:30 because 9 o'clock match started, 10:30 match finished. And 11 o'clock, he said, look, I'll go home and I'll, spend my time with my family. Chandu Bode, what a cricketer he was. And I said, okay, Chandu Bhai, lunch khaoge? No, I'll go and have lunch with my family. At 3 o'clock, I met him again. He's still there. I said, Chandu Bhai, you want to go back to Pune? What happened? He said, no, Kapil, you know what happened? The secretary of the board is sleeping. I have to collect my TADA.
Wow.
And for that, a player of that caliber have to wait for his TADA, and the secretary of the board was sleeping. At that day, I realized and I said to myself, when I stop playing cricket, I hope my situation should not come like this. And I start getting into the business and lighting business and trading to start opening my mind, because this cricket will not remain with me. Then I meet people like you, where I start looking the opening, what more I can do with my life apart from cricket. I'm not Sunil Gavaskar, I'm not Ravi Shastri, I'm not Sanjay Majrekar. I'm not a person who like to spend rest of my life doing cricket commentary or go back to the cricket. That is my young days. I want to move on. And then I start meeting good people who guided me what to do business so I can have the same lifestyle and not become Chandu Bode to wait for my TADA.
Wow, amazing. So Baji, the business that you're in, could you tell us a little bit about the business that you're in and how you got started and what it is, what you do today? Because nobody knows about this.
Look, my business is not big enough to, everybody should know that. I do the sports lighting, large area lighting, not sports lighting. You can say port, airport, you can say all the sports field, wherever the large area lighting, that's what I do. I signed with American company. I went to America during my cricket playing days. And I went to a few universities and I saw every university have the lights. I said, what is this? They said, this university boys and girls, they stay there and come in the evening and play in the light, under the lights. On that very day, I thought this is the future for everybody in our country also. And I start doing research on that. And then I find a person, Musco Lighting. Then I went there, had a meeting, and that's how I brought the lighting business in India. My company, I'm not saying every company is good, there's nothing, but our company was only sports lighting. And I said, I want to do something like that. And that's how it started. Then I did coal business, trading, whatever I can learn from people like you. And that's how I made my life. And that's it. Not anything big, but good enough to survive myself.
Amazing, Baji. For those of you who don't know, the first version of IPL was actually launched by Baji with Z Telefilms. It was called ICL. And soon BCCI realized that this was too big of a juggernaut and appropriated the idea. And of course, they have executed it wonderfully. And Baji would love to know if you have any tales about ICL kaise shuru hua, what went in, how you felt when it was sort of disbanded. You got Brian Lara, you got all these guys out of retirement to play. It was quite an amazing spectacle with your lighting in the stadiums that time.
The only thing comes out, they made me CEO because I was knowing cricket. They said, will you handle that? So it was a project which come out, and after winning the World Cup T20, the buzz was there, and we thought this is a very good idea to bring a private people, and the people who stopped playing cricket, they got their life little longer. So people who retired, they can come in another 2-3 years, play T20, and they can, enjoy and make a lot of money. And that's how it happened. And after that, I think Cricket Board was very sensible, rightly so. They run the cricket in our country, and they said, no, we want to do it ourselves. I said, fine. My not objection, I had only one thing. I was working for cricket, not against cricket. And league wasn't started in Pakistan. No, it was in India. So we are giving opportunity to the young cricketer who not played for India. They can come and play ICL. And that's the way we try to give them T20. But again, I would say Cricket Board done 1,000-fold better than us. But we were just trying to do better for the retired people. But again, it come out to be one of the most profitable business for the Cricket Control Board. And I'm happy, no complaint. I'm happy Cricket Board started, and that it should be, because if they are the organization, they are the first, have first chance to improve that.
Amazing, Paji. One very important question, I think, would we love to know, Paji, that you started I think you were one of the first recognizable cricketers in India who actually got endorsements to cricket, from Boost is the Secret of My Energy to Power to, a bunch of these other. What are some of the sports principles that you've applied in your business life? And how are some of these relationships, and how do you see this playing out in today's world?
Well, I wasn't the first one. Farooq Engineer did a Brill Cream ad. I still remember when we were not even played for India. He was doing, yes, when the color TV arrived in 80-81, a lot of advertisement people start looking up to us because they couldn't afford to film star. Their price was there and our price was here, hardly anything. And those film star people used to think, it's a degrade doing advertisement on television at that time. Today is different. Today they said movie mile na mile, pehle advertisement milni chahiye. That's how life has changed. And it was very happy situation for us to make extra money. But the biggest thing happened is the branding, what we say. When we start playing in 87 World Cup, we got we start working with a company. We put a logo on the chest of a company and let everybody make money. That was the biggest thing happened with me. And during 87 World Cup, we 6 cricketer of Indian team wore a logo, and everybody got a lakh rupees each person to wearing that logo. Today, they sell for 300 crores for that. That's what I feel proud about that. And similar thing, a cricket bat. We started cricket bat, me and a group of us started, we will play with a power bat. Power is Bata's sister concern, Power. Power never made a bat. They used to make shoes. But we said, why not same thing, you put a sticker today like MRF or Wills and other people start putting on the bat, because that's where the player make more money. And we started the business, which I said, I had a mind to do business also while playing cricket, where cricket not get affected. And we all, out of 14 players, 10 used to play with a power bat and shoes, and we got a lot of money. And today, I think the biggest earning of the player like Virat Kohli and so many youngsters, MRF is a tire company, but Virat Kohli playing with MRF bat, they get a lot of mileage, and Virat Kohli make a lot of money. So why not? And that's what I was proud about, that not anything else. I said that was the biggest thing, bringing logo on the shirt, which today all over the world, they wear a logo. But 87 World Cup, first time ever wore anything, is Sanjay Dalmia's company chancellor we put on our chest.
Amazing, amazing, Paji. You've also not, you've never changed your brand endorsement. You always, I mentioned once we were talking about this for Khushi, and you gave us another interesting lesson. Okay, you should always have long-term relationships with lesser money with brands rather than short-term for more money.
Yes, I believe so, because everybody is different. Their manager is different. They work today. Sorry, but I remember if a Boost, I signed for 15 years. Once you sign for 3 years with a company, after 3 years, a Horlicks or other company won't come to you because you already established. And that's what it happened with Sachin Tendulkar, let's say. He signed with a Pepsi. After Pepsi, if he thought after 3 years, the money will be much more than what he's charging today. But they said, no, we'll give you 50%. With the same with Airtel. Airtel also, after 3 years, they said, no more, we'll take the next youngster, but we can't afford. Had Sachin Tendulkar signed with, say, I want to sign with 20 years and give me less money now, but keep on giving 20 years, you establish yourself. If I give you an international name, Daley Thompson. Daley Thompson is the best brand ambassador I've met ever in my life. Sportsman. He was the sportsman of England during our period. Best sports person. He won the award at that. He signed with Adidas and he stopped playing sports more than 20 years. He's still brand ambassador because he gave back. We were in Laureus Award, and that's where a black tie dinner was there. He said, "You want me to stand on the dais? I will stand. But one thing, no black tie, only Adidas." I said, I love this man. He give back to the company. And our people here sometime, they work with a brand, but they don't want to publicize in that same manner. Even Daley Thompson on his Shadi day, he wore Adidas tracksuit. He said, because they are looking after I stop playing also. Those type of contract is fun, not for 2 years or 3 years. If you take a company, take for life, say, I'm with you for life. And then the company will take care of you for rest of their life.
Amazing philosophy, Paji. Thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll now, I think very few of people know about Paji's philanthropic journey. He founded one of India's most successful private charities, a charity that I'm proud to be associated with, along with Mayank as well, for the last 10, 11 years. I was treasurer and now I'm elected president. And I measure success of Khushi as a way of touching and healing the lives of the less fortunate. We have had, as a charity that focuses on education, but we've had everything. Khushi is currently focusing on education. Mayank mentioned 10,000 children. We have till date touched over 1 million lives, supported over 1 million lives. We are educating 40,000 children every month. And we have 25 schools. And the most incredible sort of inflection point in Khushi's life came about 6-7 years ago, that we realized that if we have to become a bigger and more effective organization, we have to open more schools. And for that, we need sustainable funding. And under Paji's leadership, we went about transforming Khushi into a thought leadership organization that takes and gives and helps other people give charity. And also use our three flagship schools as role models for allowing corporates to give in a more targeted manner back to society. Today, Khushi has 25 schools with a proud list of corporate donors like Biba Apparels, Federal Mogul, Indraprasth Gas, among many others, KPMG, Indostar, Newgen Software, and a very long, growing list. And even in this COVID year, I'm proud to say that most of our sponsors who stood by us and those who couldn't have committed to give us money next year for the lack of their support this year. So, Paji, I would like to ask you a few questions about your motivation to start a charity, and how did this come about? And if you could give us a little bit of insight.
I think how it started, I was sitting in Delhi Golf Club with a friend of ours, and they said, we were trying to look after one other charity company. We were raising fund. And the only thing I said to my group of people, long story short, I said, listen, collecting the money is no problem, but sending the money at the right place is more important. Kisi se paisa mango, hum le lenge. But that money going into the right places, that's very important. And that's day I said, ki whatever the charity we want to start, 12 people we started, I said, not more than 15% administration cost, 85% should go for genuine charity. So you can spend 15%. So for that, you earn more, you can spend more. But if you can't earn more, then you spend money from your pocket. For first 5 years, I think till today, we do it. All the board meeting take place on somebody's house, no expense at all. Those type of things. So I'm only want to say this is what had happened. And I took this one idea from United Ways in America. They had a charitable organization and then they have an umbrella. I want to do the same thing. I will request you to have the same thought process. Is we should get money from the bigger corporation and give it to the small charitable organization who doesn't have sources. We should fund them. And that's only way it can happen if like big friends of yours who can understand what we are trying to say, bring the money from different corporate and give the money to other charitable organization, because we understand other charity, how they are spending money. If they spend more than 15%, they don't deserve. And that's how
we live by the 15%, but and I know we are proud of it, but we actually have now for the last 10 years spent less than 6.5%, and that's thanks to corporates and the fact that we've achieved an incredible scale now. And the more scale we have, the less we need to spend on administration. Ladies and gentlemen, Khushi is available on the website if you would like to read about it. It's www.khushi.org. We are the only private charity in India that has been endorsed by the sitting Prime Minister, Mr. Narendra Modi, and the sitting President at the time, the late and proud Bengali, Mr. Pranab Mukherjee. And we are proud to say that we've survived COVID, and we are continuing to raise money from good people like yourselves. Please look us up. With Mayank's permission, we will send you some mailers through ICC and request all of you to have an open mind and see how you would like to give back to society.
Put pressure on Mayank. Put pressure on Mayank. Not smile. Put pressure on him.
So Mayank will be reaching out, and thank you for allowing us to plug this, Mayank. And as you know, and you've been a very kind supporter and donor and a great brand ambassador for Khushi. So we will use your kind offices at ICC to help us reach out to your generous friends in Calcutta. Paji, I think we've given enough about your cricket, about business and Khushi. I think most people are most interested in your cricket tales. And cricket tales, jo stadium mein and what we see on camera, wo sab to sabko pata hai. Would love to hear some stories about what was the best part about it, and then we'll interject with more questions about specific characters that you played with. But thoda sa, please regale us with some tales. Humne to bahut suni hai, but I think the audience would love to hear more about your tales of the locker room, outside the locker room, etc.
I think some things we always say, let's not share that. I'm being very honest today.
Censored version.
No, there is nothing. It's like open book. But would we say that the best part is if you ask me today, would you like to play cricket? I said no. If you ask me, what do I miss? I only miss traveling in the bus, dressing room, because that's the fun part. Because everybody have their own stories. If the rain take place, the day rain take place on the match, understand all the stories used to come out, what happened last week, where we went, what we did. And same thing like you were in school. Your school stories are much more enjoyable than studying in the class sometime. And same thing with us. Everybody used to come out and tell their story. This is what happened. Our story was we went to England or went to Australia or went to New Zealand. I couldn't understand their accent, what they are talking about. And I didn't have finesse about English, what they are putting. And they used to ask something and we answer something else. I mean, somebody in our team said, good morning. He said, doesn't matter. So we didn't understand what happened. So these type of story, now also when we meet 83 team, we laugh about that. We don't talk about cricket. We laugh about the story. Do you remember there what did happen? All those type of story. And those are the best stories. Do I miss cricket? No. Do I miss dressing room and my travel with the bus and plane? Yes, I miss with my team, my family.
Paji, discipline कैसा होता था क्रिकेट में? That in those days, जैसे were there rules about not going out at night? And सबसे बदमाश कौन था आपकी टीम में, टेस्ट टीम में, who used to get out at night, sneak out? What were the rules back then?
You know, it's a very difficult to give name kaun badmash tha, but we need people in the team who had a great sense of humor. Those type of people used to keep the team. Everybody doesn't have, if everybody will come out like Sachin or Rahul, Discipline or Sunil Gavaskar, game will never go ahead in life. Because some people are very serious. So some people like Shrikant or Sandeep Patil, they used to laugh on anything. Or they will laugh at anything, and they used to make the dressing room so easy. Otherwise, the pressure of some players can be so much, they didn't know what to do. So that's what I always say is that you need all kind of people. And the best part is you need character in the team. And in 83 team, we had a great character. Roger Binney, if I give you an example, Roger Binney and me couldn't understand each other in the beginning. And when I became a captain first time, we had team meeting in Hindi. In 40, 50 years of cricket, always team meeting in English. And I didn't know much about English. So I start talking in Hindi. And that was the first time happened. So these type of funny things come out. And when I used to talk in the team meeting, whole team is sitting, catch pakadna, what he's saying wrong in English. And I used to say, "Arey, field mein catch pakdo, idhar chodo. Idhar kuch nahi hona." So those type of stories come out, and I love my team because they could laugh with me, at me also. And that's the beautiful part.
Amazing, Paji. You've also stayed in touch with all your old team members and your adversaries, Paji. I've seen that. You also coming out with the bat where everybody is signing. Abhi bada maza aayega aapko 83 team mein. Did everybody? I remember I met Ranveer Singh at your house. Did every cricketer interact with their actors, and was everybody a method actor? How was that journey reliving this? Isme maza to aayega aapko in reliving that thing through the shoot.
Oh, why not? I mean, if you say maza nahi aata, to wo maza hi nahi hai. And I think Ranveer Singh is what a character. He was so much energy. And all my friends, including you, they said, ki yaar, aisa karo, ki ek din yaar hame mila to do Ranveer se. He was staying at my house for 12 days. So I said to Ranveer, I said, yaar, do me a favor. Can you one day let my friend comes? He said, "You're sure." He's a total carefree person when he want to meet people. And you believe it or not, he took a photograph with everybody and he had fun. And that's what the life is all about. Or some of the actor I've seen, they don't want to smile even if they come out. Or cricketer also sometime. I used to feel sorry, man. These are the people who love you. And I find Ranveer was absolutely delighted when I said to him, some of my close family friends want to meet. And he was over the moon. He enjoyed and everybody had a great time with him.
Fantastic. Paji, we are looking forward to the movie and reliving this. I think this generation doesn't know, as CJ mentioned, and all of us remember what that victory did to Indian sport, not just cricket, and put us back and give us the pride in India at that time. It was such difficult times in '83. And I think Rajdeep's book also mentioned some of those stories about after Indira Gandhi's assassination, how much this amazing time, what you and the team did for India as a nation. Mayank, with your permission, I'd like to understand, do we have time, or how much time are we giving to questions? Because I can keep going on with Paji.
I think I have never been in an event where I've seen so many comments, so many questions. Honestly, I think it's great if we can just take a few from the audience now.
Why
Yes, I
few?
think it would be great if the audience can participate.
Why few? Take more.
Okay.
So, Paji, with your permission, I'll hand over to Mayank. Mayank,
Yes,
why don't you do the next session? Because
Sir.
you know the journalist.
Sir, 600 events. I've never seen so many comments on the chat box. I've never seen so many questions. And that just shows how excited people are. So one question that has been repeatedly asked by a lot of people, sir, what you have inspired many people, but who has been your greatest inspiration?
My hero keep on changing. I tell you honestly, when I was a young kid, my head boy in my school was my hero because he could do much more than I can do. So my brother was my hero because I used to look up to him. Usko kuch bhi bolte the, wo kar deta tha. So the growth of mine start happening. I start traveling out. I come to Delhi, I went to India, then my hero keep on changing. The long story short is because of my growth. पहले मैं सिर्फ एक छोटी सी जगह में था and everything was there was my close people. उतनी knowledge थी. Once I start traveling, I come to know how genius people are. Last two people I tell you, my heroes, one was Mother Teresa, when I met her in Calcutta when she was alive. And I said, can you imagine this type of lady who can love and hug anybody? Anybody. She had so much love for people. I said, oh my God, she's mine. I look up to her. And then the last hero who died also was Nelson Mandela. I met him, and when I start coming to know about him, a person who lived 26 years in a jail, when he come out of the jail, what first comment said? He said, मैंने माफ किया उन सबको जिन्होंने मुझे जेल में डाला. I pardon everybody who put me behind the bar. I think you need somebody. एक दिन के लिए आपको कोई तंग करे तो आप 1000 गाली देते हैं. And those type of people as my hero. And I used to say, I love this man. I never seen Mahatma Gandhi, or I say Bhagat Singh or Chandrasekhar Azad, but we heard the story. Here I've seen the man struggle for 26 years, come out, and what a character. And those type of things touch my heart, and I used to say, he's my hero.
So one more question from Mr. Govindan Sridhar is, what advice would you give to youngsters and parents who have ambitions of their children becoming an acclaimed sportsperson?
Well, first of all, let me understand. You should be good in education. Education will remain rest of your life. If you live 70 years, you will be educated. 80 years, you're still educated enough. Sports is there for a while, which is very important, but it is the compromise between parents and the kid. A kid doesn't understand what can happen if you don't become a player. The parents can understand. But parents must give a kid that much allowance to let him live his life and try to achieve his dream. Because parents didn't achieve the dreams and they want to see the dream in their kids to become doctor, engineer, or whatever it is. So I would say it is up to the parents to give them allowance to his kids to do whatever he wants to do, or singing or dancing or playing, but keep eyes open. And the Kids should understand your parents won't want to do anything wrong for you. They want better life. No, both people have to come and sit together.
CJ, you want to go next?
Yes, sir. So my question for you is this. What are the three qualities that you admire the most in another human being?
Passion, commitment, never give up.
Thank you, sir.
So next I would go to Mr. Arkodeepto Mukherjee from ZTV. Arkodeepto, if you can unmute and ask a question.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, loud and clear.
Thank you so much, Kapil. Sir. Very good evening. So, Mike, I'm from Z News Media. So, I have one question for you. That, as you know, that from day after tomorrow, the pink ball test match is starting between India and Australia. And who do you think has got an edge? And also, who do you think should keep wickets for India between Riddhiman and Rishabh Pant?
Doesn't matter. The team should pick up the best for their situation. It is not correct for me to give advice because I'm not sitting there. They understand the combination of the team, whatever the best for the team, they will do it. I might give any advice, make no sense. Sense is what does the team require, how they can win the test match. If any third person can do the keeping and win the test match, I'm okay with that. But again, I think it's important for the team management and captain should pick the best team who can give them the victory.
And also, sir, who, according to you, who has an age? Like I've asked you, do you think Australia has got an age since they have played more pink test matches than India? India has just played one at Eden Gardens.
No, definitely Australia have an edge. They are playing at their backyard. If you say if they are playing in India pink ball, I would say 80% India will beat Australia. So it's not like that. They have better edge on India because they played so many test matches there and they understand better condition during the night.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Could I go to Mr. Vinesh George?
Hi, Kapilji.
Hi.
I actually had a question in regards to your business acumen. Funny enough, it's almost a decade past. My dad had told me about your space in commodities trading and in coal. I was really wondering, the stories you brought forward were quite good, and I wanted to know what were the lessons you learned from failures and wins in business. That's something that we all get through, and it's been quite a journey. And also, who were your mentors?
I think not anything like mentor. You have to be passionate about that. When I start doing coal, even though I didn't know much about the coal, but today, if you talk to me about the coal, I'll give you the history. Where is the best coal? Again, it's how much you can study about that. The gold coal and coal come from which part? Hard coke, cooking coal or coke. It's all depend how much educated you are. And second, I have an advantage. Australia and New Zealand, they have the coal. And being a cricketer, it was easy for me to go and talk to those people. And I did get that advantage to open the door and start getting the contract. But again, you should be passionate about whatever the business you're doing. It's not other people will do. You have to first know the business, then your office can do it. But if you leave it to your office, then it's not very good. You should know, but let your office take care of that.
Thanks so much.
Could we go to Mr. Indrajit Sengupta from ABP?
Yeah. Hello, sir. Hello. Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, sir. So my question is that actually India will be playing with their best possible pace attack. So how do you see the Indian pace attack with Jasprit Bumrah, Mohammad Shami, and compared to Australia's Pat Cummins, Hazelwood?
Oh, I think they're on par or maybe a little bit of edge on that. But again, our fast bowler not used to bowling in Australian pitches. What happens sometimes they get carried away when they see a little bit of bounce, they start bowling short. I think that's very, very important. If they understand their strength is the pace and swing, then they should maintain that. But again, they understand condition better than us. So we may be better fast bowler at this stage, but they know the condition better than our fast bowler.
So next, Mr. YB Sarangi from the Hindu. Mr.
Hello.
Sarangi. Yes.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hi. I just want to. It's a very curious question. Considering the kind of fitness training these days the cricketers are doing, had you been a current cricketer, for how long could you have extended your career?
I'm not, so I don't know. It's very difficult for me to judge because I understand these days cricket are very tough. People even say they just have to bowl 4 overs, but sometimes so much pressure comes to them. It is tough. When you play 10 months in a year playing international cricket or some cricket, your body doesn't get rest. So you get injuries more often. So it's very difficult for me sitting and trying to imagine. I'm like you. I don't know what's happened on the ground, how they look after themselves because I'm not there. I don't go to the cricket ground.
So one question from Mr. Sudeep Day in the audience is, as a parent, how do you balance study time and play time for children? I need an answer from a cricketing legend.
I think everybody have to see themselves. As I'll say, I asked my daughter to play. She didn't want to play. I said, fine, do something which you enjoy. You have a passion. So I leave it to every individual. It's not possible if I am a sportsman and she should be a sports person. No, she is not. So I think the parents and the kids have to understand what passion they have. You don't force them to play. And I tried my best in the beginning to my daughter. She said, Dad, I'm not like you. So I said, fine, do whatever you. So these are she loves the painting. So these are the things she does. So I said, fine, this is you want to do, enjoy yourself. So it's a very important, we have to find the passion of our kids, what they want to do.
Another question from Preeti Sundar. Was he also having a dream about making it big when he started, or it happened by chance? As a kid, what was he passionate about? What drove him?
As a kid, I have a passion to play. And I was very poor student. I didn't want to go to the class, but I just want to play all the time. And my parents tried very hard. And they said, "Padh le." But I have no interest in education. And today, that's why I keep on saying, in charity also, Khushi, I keep on going. Anybody who want to study, we will do anything. Because I wasn't a good student and it was very difficult for me. So I wouldn't know that, but I would say, all the kid, you must study. When you study, you can have reasoning to talk about that. When you are not educated, you have no reasoning to talk about that.
CJ, I know you have been messaging me. You want to ask one more question?
Yes, sir. So I've been a golfer for the last 25 years. And of course, I play terribly, unlike yourself. I know it's something you're passionate about as well. Now, they say that you can learn a lot about another human being by playing a round of golf with them. So 2 questions. One, what life lessons have you taken away from the game of golf? And 2, what have you learned about other people by playing with them?
Look, are you a professional? Then it's a different. If you are not professional, just enjoy yourself. Sports is to play to enjoy yourself. Sometimes we take so seriously, you forget to enjoy. You're at golf course for 4 hours. If you don't know how to enjoy, don't play. I mean, you're not professional. I can understand the people who are professional, their attitude, their thinking, they didn't want to see anybody talking, but you are going there for fun. When there is a fun, there should be smile on your face. You hit a good shot, it's very good. If you hit a bad shot, don't sit and cry. You are not a Tiger Wood. You're just a person whose profession is something else, but you come to the golf course to have fun. So have fun. People stop enjoying themselves, and that's irritate me sometimes.
So one
Thank you,
question
sir.
from Arpita Santra, and also it's been on top of all our minds. The last 10 months during this pandemic, lockdown, no travel, no playing outside. What have you learned from this experience, and what would you advise? What would you take away from the last 10 months?
Oh, I come to know about myself. That's the most important thing. People live a lifetime, they don't know who they are. The best part is today, I can say I'm happy, I'm still alive. So many people died. So it's a positive. We come to know about the weather, we come to know about the condition. I can polish my shoes, I can wash my clothes. I did everything, I did gardening. So what we learn is spend time with yourself. And we stop spending time with ourselves. We are always looking to spend time. How should I spend time with other people? No, the time you spend with yourself, it should be the best time. And that 10 months taught me that spending time with myself was the best time.
So one question from Mr. Shinjoy Sengupta is, do you miss the roaring audience?
I'm not playing. I asked the same person, does he miss the school when he was now? He must be 40, 50 years old. Does he miss the school? Ask him.
I know him personally, and I think he misses the school a lot.
I also miss the cricket, but I don't like to go back there. I had a great time. If you enjoyed your school, you don't want to go back there. I don't want to go back. I had my time. And let the other people should go there.
So we have a big fan of yours in Koel Bishwash. I think she's written like 20 messages. So we'll ask her to unmute herself and ask the question herself. Koel, can you unmute yourself, please? Yes.
Yes, sir. Sir, why you chosen cricket?
Well, please mute yourself. Why have you chosen cricket, or did cricket choose you?
I think both, vice versa. I choose cricket because I didn't want to go to my class. Football is you miss only 1 hour in the class. Cricket you missed for 3 days. So I didn't want to study. So I said, let's play cricket.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, I'm cognizant of your time. How much time do we have with you?
I don't know. You said 7 o'clock. I'm fine. Whatever time you want to do.
We have last 5 minutes, and just taking one more question from the audience is Piyush Sethia. Watching Kapil Dev as a former Indian cricketer from a very young age was a blessing for many of us. And it still gives us goosebumps when we see his picture holding the World Cup in 1983. So my question is, apart from lifting the World Cup for the first time as the best feeling, what other incident in your life was the best feeling for you?
I think I have, before the winning the World Cup, I have much bigger than that. The biggest ever happened in my life, not winning the World Cup, for myself, is the day I played for India. That was 1,000 times bigger than winning the World Cup. Because that's the dream of every kid when you start playing. Can I play for my country? You don't think, can I win the World Cup? And when you play for your country, you should be proud. And I thought that was the biggest day in my life when I played for my country.
So we are all proud Indians, and people like yourself, put India on a global map. And as a young man who has seen you from the age of 2, it's really a dream come true, this whole session today. But before I formally propose a vote of thanks, Rudro, do you want to come in and do you want to take about
So, Paji, thank you for this. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an honor to put forth what we do. I think Paji's next innings has been as successful as his first, and we need to make it even bigger. So going back to do a shameless plug of Khushi, please go to our website, www.khushi.org, Khushi with 2 I's. I also wanted to let everybody know that we are going to be announce a very major partnership with UNESCO. We will be one of UNESCO's very few global partners, and we will be their implementing partner while UNESCO guides us as a technical partner to help all our other donors donate more effectively. So with that, I would like to thank the audience for paying attention to us, and I'd like to hand it back to Mayank. Thank you.
Rudar, I want to say it's not shame. It's a proud moment to show Khushi. It's if you show with a pride, it makes sense. Then you can go to Mayank and say, I want you to do that because you have a passion.
We're dealing with Marwadis, no? You have to be gentle.
No. Hello, listen, you be Punjabi sometime also and be ruthless also. Punjabis can give the love also with the same manner, and you can hug them and tell them on their face not to run away. And Mayank, you have responsibility. What seat you are sitting, we would like to see if you can help. Why not? Make a smile on other people. कहते हैं ना किसी और के चेहरे पे जब खुशी आती है तो उसको बयान करना बहुत मुश्किल है. It's very difficult to explain when you see the smile on a young kid.
Thank you, Paji. Mayank, back to you.
Before I propose a vote of thanks. DJ?
Yes?
You want to come in for a last comment, or you are just mesmerized?
Not at all. After Mr. Kapil Dev speaks, it is not all right for anybody else to speak. So
it's been one of the most exciting sessions, one of the most inspirational sessions that I have ever been a part of, or even privileged to host. To everybody in the audience and watching us on Facebook, Twitter, let's take a moment and reflect on what good we can do for the larger society. There's Khushi and there's many other NGOs. While we go around our daily lives, the theme that I had chosen for the Indian Chamber this year was people, planet, and profit. If we do not look after our people, if we do not look after our planet, and we do not focus on our bottom lines of the company, we cannot progress. A lot of times, chambers of commerces get focused onto only the last P, which is profit. But holistic development or growth for our country, our 1.3 billion Indians, can only happen if all of us come together and help each other out. There's no shame, as Rudro said, in whether it's a 10 rupees or 10 lakh rupees. Please log on to Khushi or any other NGO that you might want to support. Start giving today. With your every little penny that you actually contribute, you will be able to impact thousands of lives. I know every single year, every single month, when I'm part of Khushi, and whatever little contribution that I personally am being able to make, it brings an incredible joy to me. Not because I've written a check or there's some newspaper article on it, but because I know that the money that I'm giving is bringing smile, is bringing Khushi to so many young children all over our country. So my request to you as we end this session is, please do give. Give so that we can uplift everyone around us. And when everybody gets uplifted, we will all grow, we will increase our bottom lines, we will grow our businesses. And that's how our country will progress to one of the top most economies, the strongest economies, the most equitable economy, where the fruits of success will be actually shared by all of us. Kapil sir, it's been an honor for the last 10 years to be associated with you at Khushi. Very frankly, I joined Khushi just looking at your name. I didn't even want to know anything else about it. I said, if Kapil sir is doing it, it has to be great. And today, 10 years later, you have enriched me by giving me the opportunity to be associated with Khushi. And Indian Chamber today has, it was a transformational session for all of us. We have had, as I said, 600 events in the last 18 months. I've never seen so many comments on the chat box. I've never seen so many Q&As. We currently have about 1,100 people watching us through various modes. It's been an inspirational session. Thank you for joining us, sir. Hopefully next time when you're in Calcutta, we can actually host you physically. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Only I want to say, whoever a charity you want to look after must give 5% of love, affection, your money to any charity, not my charity, any charity that will give you the happiness, khushi, and that's what I expect for. Thank you very much. Enjoyed every moment.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Rudra.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And now we'll see you day after tomorrow. We have exciting session with Dr. Pawan Munjal, followed by the Finance Minister of India, Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. Day after tomorrow, we start our session at 5 and end at 6:30. Thank you so much. See you, CJ.
See you, man. Thanks a lot.